So I'm going to start with another video, and that is air refrigeration system. Firstly, we will deal with the air refrigeration system, and this video about the comparison of various air cooling system used for aircraft. Okay, various methods are there. Comparison of the various air cooling system used for aircraft. Okay, now the most important part, DART, dry air rated temperature. Through this dart we compare the various type of air cooling system, air refrigeration system. Okay, now this chart, one graph is visible, that is in between your Mach number on x-axis and dry air rated temperature, discharge temperature on y-axis. Okay, it is a temperature, it is the temperature in terms of which the comparison of different type of air refrigeration system are made. Okay, with the help of temperature only. This is the temperature of discharged air from the expander if there is no condensed moisture present, and is calculated by the usual procedure. The rating of the aircraft unit is given by the term kg of air per unit of time. The design DART से हम उसको डिफाइन करते हैं. ठीक है, इधर मैक नंबर हो गया, इधर DART हो गया. The various aircraft cooling system are compared using DART with Mach number as shown. ठीक है, Mach number एक साइड पर हो गया, दूसरे साइड पर टेम्परेचर हो गया. Now you will find so many figures are there of the so many. This is the simple air refrigeration system. This is the simple evaporative refrigeration system. Then comes bootstrap system. Then another one, bootstrap evaporative system. Then comes regenerative system, and then reduced ambient system. Now I will explain you one by one. Following conclusions are drawn. The simple aircraft cooling system is suitable for low Mach number when temperature requirement are not very low. Simple one, this is the simple aircraft refrigeration system. Temperature is moving from -25 you can say, and it is going upward. So as the speed increases, the temperature also increases. So it is good for at lower Mach number the temperature is low. At lower Mach number you can see the temperature is low. As the Mach number is increasing, the temperature is also increasing. So it is suitable for the lower Mach numbers. Okay, it provides the maximum cooling at the low Mach number and at ground surface, and decreases as the speed of the aircraft increases. It is quite clear from here. As the Mach number is increasing, Mach number means the speed. 1 Mach means the speed of the sound. 1 Mach means the speed of the sound. So Mach number is in the form of the speed of the sound. 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8 like that. It is going up to 2.6. 1 Mach is equal to the speed of the sound. That is 330 meter per 330 meters. Sorry, feet per second. 330 feet per second. This is your temperature. So the thing is too simple for simple air refrigeration system. You can see at the lower temperature, at the lower speed, the temperature is low, but as the speed is increasing, the temperature is also increasing. Okay. Then second one, the bootstrap system is better at low Mach number aircraft since it needs ram air for cooling heat exchanger. So bootstrap, see, you can see it is suitable at the lower Mach number. At the lower Mach number it is suitable. Okay, need ram air फॉर द हीट एक्सचेंजर में हम रैम एयर देते हैं कूलिंग के लिए। ये हमारा होता है बूट स्ट्रैप, ठीक है। देन बूट स्ट्रैप नीड टू बी मॉडिफाइड बाय यूजिंग evaporative system in addition to heat exchanger at Mach number, since the ram air temperature rises at high speed, due to which the ram air becomes less effective to cool the compressed air of the main compressor in the primary heat exchanger to desired low temperature. Now in bootstrap method you are seeing that when the Mach number is low, then cooling is effective. When the Mach number is low, then cooling is effective. But as the Mach number is increasing, the cooling is decreasing. Cooling is decreasing. So bootstrap we are using one heat exchanger that is being cooled by the ram air. That is being cooled by the ram air. Now when the speed is very high, then ram air temperature also rises, and in that case the heat exchanger which is used in the bootstrap system is not properly cooled. So for that, to overcome that, bootstrap with evaporative system has been followed. Bootstrap with evaporative system, that is another extra heat exchanger is being provided to further cool the air coming from the heat exchanger. So you can see that as the Mach number is increasing, the bootstrap evaporator system, that is the temperature is going down and it remains stable at around minus 55 degree temperature, minus 55, around that it is already remained stable temperature. So in bootstrap, ordinary bootstrap, we are only using one heat exchanger, and that heat exchanger the cooling is being done by the ram air, since when the speed of the aircraft is very high, the ram air temperature also increases. So cooling in the heat exchanger is not up to the mark. To overcome that, in bootstrap system we provide one more heat exchanger, that is evaporative cooler. When we provide an evaporative cooler, what happens? When we provide an evaporative cooler, then it further reduces the temperature, and in that way the bootstrap evaporative system, the temperature goes down as the Mach number speed increases. Okay. Then comes reduced ambient air cooling system, suitable to render low temperature at high Mach numbers. Hence it is only suitable for supersonic aeroplanes, jets. Reduced ambient, where is the reduced ambient? This one, minus 30, it is going down and then it is coming up. So it is suitable when the Mach number may be say 1.6 or like that. When the Mach number is around 1.6 or like that, then it is suitable and at a high speed, and temperature is also reduces to minus 40, minus 30. So reduced ambient can be used for higher Mach number, and temperature reduces at the higher Mach number. Firstly, at the Mach number 0.6 or 0.8 or like that, it is higher, temperature is higher, but as the speed increases, the reduced ambient system, that the temperature reduces to around minus 50 or even below that. So it is good for the high speed jets, high speed aeroplanes. Then last one, simple evaporative system can also be employed at higher speed also. Also regenerative system can be employed high Mach number of aircraft. Regenerative system, that is this one, regenerative system. Regenerative system, you are seeing that as the Mach number increases, the cooling effect decreases. The cooling effect is decreasing, but at the low Mach number, the temperature is quite low. So I have discussed about all the 6 air refrigeration system in the DART, dry air rated turbine discharge temperature. This is full form DART. In examination, it is usually asked, what do you mean by dart? So sixth system has been explained to you. Simple system, then simple evaporative system, then bootstrap system, then bootstrap evaporative system, then regenerative system, and then reduced ambient system. All the 6 processes have been explained to you. Okay. Now the next one, I'd like to tell you how the designation of the refrigerant is being given. How you designate the refrigerants. Okay, how the refrigerants are being designated. Because you must be seeing that the designation is R in the form of R. So designation of refrigerant is also very important, and questions are asked about the designation of the refrigerant, frequently being asked about the designation of the refrigerants. So here the refrigerant are internationally designated as R, followed by certain numbers such as R11, R12 and R114. So the basic term that is we use is R. A refrigerant followed by 2 digits number indicate that a refrigerant is derived from CH4 base, while 3 digits number represent ethane base. Okay, एक तो हमारा हो जाता है मीथेन बेस रेफ्रिजरेंट हो सकता है, दूसरा इथेन बेस रेफ्रिजरेंट हो सकता है. The general formula for the refrigerant either for methane or ethane base is given by CmHnClPFq, which m plus p plus q is equal to 2m plus 2. This is the general formula. इसमें होता क्या क्या चीज़ सब कुछ. m is the number of the carbon atom, n the number of the hydrogen atom, and p the number of chlorine atom, q the number of fluorine atoms, and number is given by r m minus 1 n plus 1 and q. r m minus 1 n plus 1 and q. Now we are going to designate, say dichloro difluoromethane, then number of chlorine atom is 2 dichloro, and fluorine atom difluoro q2. Number of hydrogen atom is 0, no hydrogen is there. So we know that n plus p plus q is equal to 2m plus 2, और सबकी वैल्यू रखा हमने और यहाँ से m की वैल्यू निकाला. m is equal to 1, that is the number of carbon atom. n is the number of carbon atom. Okay, in designation CmHnClPFq, that is Cm is the number of carbon atom. Hence chemical formula CCl2F2 हो गया ना. CCl2 कार्बन 1 हो गया, क्लोरीन 2 हो गया, फ्लोरीन 2, CCl2F2 एंड नंबर ऑफ रेफ्रिजरेंट. इसको नंबर कैसे करेंगे, R ब्रैकेट में 1 minus 1, फिर 0 plus 1 and 2. दिस फार्मूला R m minus 1 n plus 1 and q. R m minus 1 m कार्बन हो गया 1, then n plus 1, n is 0 because there is no hydrogen atom, so 0 plus 1, and then q is your 2. So the formula is R1 2 R12. Okay, clear. Next nomination. Next, see, next one is your dichloro tetrafluoroethane. How to designate this? Here the number of chlorine atom P is equal to 2, number of fluorine atom Q is equal to 4, and number of hydrogen atom N is equal to 0. So we can say that फार्मूला लगाते हैं फिर हम n plus p plus q is equal to 2m plus 2, जो शुरू में हमने फार्मूला लिखा है, दैट इज n plus p plus q is equal to 2m plus 2. उससे n हमारा 0 है क्योंकि हाइड्रोजन है नहीं, p2 है दैट इज़ फ्लोरीन एटम 2 है, q 4 है दैट इज़ फ्लोरीन एटम 4 है, और ये हो गया 2m plus 2. यहाँ से अगर हम m की वैल्यू निकालें तो वो आएगी 2 कट जाएगा, 2 कट जाएगा, 2 से 2 4, m की वैल्यू आ गई 2. तो नंबर ऑफ कार्बन आइटम कितना हो गया, 2 हो गया. तो C2 C2, the number of carbon atoms C2, that is 2 minus 1. Then your next one n plus 1, n is your 0 plus 1, then q is your 4. तो क्या हो गया, दो में से एक या एक, तो R114 हमारा ये फार्मूला हो गया। तो इसको डेजिग्नेट कर दिया हमने R114 से। एक और एग्जांपल देखिए, डाईक्लोरो टेट्राफ्लोरो इथेन, डाईक्लोरो टेट्राफ्लोरो इथेन। तो क्लोरीन डाईक्लोरो Q, P जो है 2 हो गया, टेट्राफ्लोरो Q 3 हो गया, हाइड्रोजन एटम N इज इक्वल टू 1, सो फार्मूला क्या हो गया, N प्लस P प्लस Q इज इक्वल टू 2M प्लस 2। पहले फार्मूला लगाया था हमने, N इसमें 1 है, P इसमें 2 है, Q जो है वो 3 है, और ये 2M प्लस 2 हो गया। तो यहाँ से M की वैल्यू 2 आ गई। 2 कैसे आई, 2 ये कट गया, 3 प्लस 4, 2 से कट गया, 2 में 4, ठीक है। देन नंबर ऑफ कार्बन आइटम कितना हो गया, 2 हो गया। तो अब फिर हम फार्मूला लगाएंगे वही शुरू वाला, Rm-1 n प्लस 1 प्लस Q। वहाँ से हमने वैल्यू रखा Rm प्लस 1, दैट इज 2 प्लस 2 Rm माइनस 1, दैट इज 2 माइनस 1, देन n प्लस 1, दैट इज n इज योर 1 प्लस 1, एंड देन Q इज इक्वल टू 3। तो इससे हो गया R123, इसका फार्मूला आ गया हमारा, ठीक है। इसका फार्मूला आ गया R123। अब मीथेन का एक एग्जांपल और देख लें हम लोग, मीथेन के बारे में। तो मीथेन में क्या है, कार्बन हाइड्रोजन, दो ही चीज़ें हैं। तो P इज इक्वल टू 0, P क्या चीज़ हमारा, क्लोरीन 0 है, Q इज इक्वल टू 0, फ्लोरीन भी 0 है, N इज इक्वल टू 4, N क्या है हमारा, N इज इक्वल टू 4, N इज योर हाइड्रोजन आइटम। तो हमारा P 0 हो गया, Q 0 हो गया, N 4 हो गया। फार्मूला क्या है, N प्लस P प्लस Q इज इक्वल टू 2M प्लस 2, N जो हो गया 4, फिर 0 प्लस 0 इज इक्वल टू 2M प्लस 2, यहाँ से आ गया M की वैल्यू 1। सो कार्बन आइटम 1 हो गया, C इज इक्वल टू 1, नंबर ऑफ हाइड्रोजन आइटम 4 हो गया। तो फार्मूला हमारा फिर वही लगाएंगे हम, Rm-1 n प्लस 1 इंटू Q, R1-1 हो गया, 4 प्लस 1 और 0 हो गया, तो R1-1 0 हो गया, 4 प्लस 1 हो गया, फिर 5 और फिर 0 आ गया, तो R50 हो गया। उस तरीके से हम निकाल सकते हैं C2H6 का, उसका आएगा R170। हम फिर निकाल सकते हैं C3H8 का, उसका आएगा R290। इस तरह से हमने डेजिग्नेशन के बारे में हमने आपको बता दिया, ठीक है। फिर इनऑर्गेनिक रेफ्रिजरेंट में क्या होता है, इनऑर्गेनिक रेफ्रिजरेंट का नोमेनक्लेचर कैसे देते हैं। इनऑर्गेनिक रेफ्रिजरेंट आर डेजिग्नेटेड बाय एडिंग 700 टू द मॉलिक्यूलर मास ऑफ द कंपाउंड। एग्जाम्पल अमोनिया, मॉलिक्यूलर मास इज 17, है ना। एग्जाम्पल अमोनिया, मॉलिक्यूलर मास इज 17, देयरफॉर डिजाइंड बाय R700 प्लस 17, दैट इज R717। तो अमोनिया का हो जाता है R717, ठीक है। देन डिज़ायरेबल प्रॉपर्टीज़ ऑफ रेफ्रिजरेंट, रेफ्रिजरेंट की क्या क्या प्रॉपर्टीज़ रिक्वायर्ड है, क्या होनी चाहिए रेफ्रिजरेंट की प्रॉपर्टीज़। डिज़ायरेबल प्रॉपर्टीज़ ऑफ द रेफ्रिजरेंट, सबसे पहले लो बॉइलिंग पॉइंट एंड फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट, बॉइलिंग पॉइंट और फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट लो होनी चाहिए। फिर हाई क्रिटिकल प्रेशर एंड टेम्परेचर, क्रिटिकल प्रेशर और टेम्परेचर ज़्यादा होना चाहिए। फिर हाई लेटेंट हीट ऑफ वेपराइजेशन, लेटेंट हीट ऑफ वेपराइजेशन ज़्यादा होना चाहिए। फिर लो स्पेसिफिक हीट ऑफ द लिक्विड एंड हाई स्पेसिफिक हीट ऑफ द वेपर, स्पेसिफिक हीट ऑफ द लिक्विड लो होनी चाहिए और हाई हीट होना चाहिए, हाई स्पेसिफिक हीट ऑफ वेपर होना चाहिए। फिर हाई थर्मल कंडक्टिविटी, थर्मल कंडक्टिविटी भी ज़्यादा होना चाहिए। नॉन करोसिव टू मेटल, रेफ्रिजरेंट को मेटल के ऊपर कोई रिएक्शन नहीं करना चाहिए, है ना। दिस शुड नॉट एक्ट ऑन द मेटल, रेफ्रिजरेंट शुड बी नॉन करोसिव टू मेटल। देन नॉन फ्लेमेबल एंड नॉन एक्सप्लोसिव, it should be non-flammable also and it should be non-explosive also. Then non-toxic, very important. Non-toxicity should be 0. Then low cost, cost should be also 0, very less. Easily available, रेफ्रिजरेंट हमको आसानी से मिल जाए. Then ओजोन फ्रेंडली, हमारा ओजोन फ्रेंडली होना चाहिए. रेफ्रिजरेंट हमारा ओजोन फ्रेंडली होना चाहिए. दैट इज़ ODP, ओजोन डिप्लीटिंग पोटेंशियल कम से कम होना चाहिए. देन हाई COP इसका ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. ठीक है. उसके बाद क्लासिफिकेशन में प्राइमरी रेफ्रिजरेंट, सेकेंडरी रेफ्रिजरेंट, 2 टाइप के होते हैं रेफ्रिजरेंट. एक तो प्राइमरी रेफ्रिजरेंट होता है जो कि डायरेक्ट हमारा एवापोरेटर में कूलिंग इफेक्ट देता है. दूसरा सेकेंडरी रेफ्रिजरेंट होता है. प्राइमरी रेफ्रिजरेंट, ऑर्गेनिक रेफ्रिजरेंट, देन एजोट्रोप रेफ्रिजरेंट, देन इनऑर्गेनिक रेफ्रिजरेंट, देन हाइड्रोकार्बन रेफ्रिजरेंट, है ना, हाइड्रोकार्बन रेफ्रिजरेंट और हेलोकार्बन रेफ्रिजरेंट. ये हमारे होते हैं प्राइमरी रेफ्रिजरेंट. फिर R11CCl3F, normally used as flushing agent. It is a synthetic chemical compound product. CCl3F, जिसमें 3 कार्बन और 1 फ्लोरीन है, इसको R11 बोलते हैं. ठीक है. इसको यूज़ करते हैं फ्लशिंग वगैरह के लिए. फिर R12 हमारा CCl2F2. It is a colorless and odorless liquid with boiling point -29 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड एट एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर. बॉइलिंग पॉइंट बहुत कम है इसका. ये भी नॉन टॉक्सिक होता है, नॉन कोरोसिव होता है, नॉन इरिटेबल होता है. लेकिन क्लोरीन एटम R11 में भी है, R12 में भी है, इसलिए ये ओजोन डिप्लीटिंग नहीं है. फिर R13 CClF3, बॉइलिंग पॉइंट -81.4 एट एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर एंड boiling point minus that is R22, sorry, R13 CClF3, boiling point -81.4 at atmospheric pressure. It is used at low temperature side of the cascade cooling. Cascade cooling में low temperature side पे यूज़ होता है. Then comes R14 CF4, boiling point -128 at atmospheric pressure. It serves as ultra low temperature refrigerant. जहाँ पर बहुत लो टेम्परेचर चाहिए होता है वहाँ पर इसका यूज़ करते हैं. उसके बाद हमारा आता है R21 CHCl2F2. इसका बॉइलिंग पॉइंट +9 डिग्री एट एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर. उसके बाद R22 बहुत यूज़ होता है, अभी भी हम लोग यूज़ कर रहे हैं R22. दैट इज CHClF2, that is boiling point -29 degree centigrade to -40 degree centigrade. Used for household refrigeration. It is used for household refrigeration. जितने भी आजकल हमारे फ्रिज वगैरह आते हैं उनमें हमारा R22 ही रेफ्रिजरेंट पड़ा रहता है. लेकिन ये R22 भी चूँकि एक मालिक्यूल क्लोरीन का है, सो इट इज़ ओजोन डिप्लीटिंग. And besides that, it is global warming also. It gives global warming also. So both the properties, bad property, are associated with R22. And in Montreal Protocol, it was decided that it should be abolished after 2030. Then comes R30 CH2Cl2. That is clear water while liquid with sweet non-irritating odor like chloroform. CH2Cl2, like it is like chloroform. It is smelling like chloroform. ठीक है. Then comes R134A. This is very common refrigerant nowadays. It is being used. R134A. That is CF3CH2F. R134A. That is, it is having fluorine, then carbon, then hydrogen. More preferred suitable for refrigerant R12. More preferred substitute for refrigerant R12 and P-26.5. It has a 0 ODP. Ozone depleting potential is 0, but 74% your global warming potential as compared to R12. Non-soluble in mineral oil. It is not soluble in mineral oil. Widely used for car air conditioning. कार एयर कंडीशनिंग में बहुत यूज़ करते हैं हम लोग R134A. ठीक है. अब उसके बाद क्वेश्चन उठता है कि आइसोट्रोप्स क्या होते हैं। आइसोट्रोप्स जो होते हैं वो कई रेफ्रिजरेंट का जब मिक्सचर बना देते हैं तो वो कहलाते हैं आइसोट्रोप्स। तो लेट मी हैव सम डिस्कशन अबाउट द आइसोट्रोप्स आल्सो। Isotrope refrigerant, there are so many type of refrigerant which are used. Those are the mixture of the refrigerant. Say R500. R500, it is a mixture of 73.8% R12 and 26.2% R152. Okay, mixture of the two refrigerant. And formula is given by CCl2F2. CCl2F2. Okay. And mixture of two refrigerants, so CCl2F2 and CH3CHF2, mixture of two refrigerants. Next comes R502, that is the mixture of 48.8% R22 and 51.2% R115, mixture of the two refrigerant. Formula is written as CCH CHClF2 oblique CClF2 CF3. Okay. Then comes R503. That is also mixture of two refrigerant, 40.1% R23 and 59.9% R13, both the refrigerant. In that case CHF3 and CClF3, these are the two mixture. Then comes R504. R504, 48.2% R32 and 51.8% R115, the mixture of two refrigerant. And formula is written CH2F2 oblique CClF2 CHF2, mixture of the two refrigerant. In that way we can say that these are the isotrope refrigerant. R500 non-flammable. R500 is widely used also. It is non-flammable, non-toxic, non-corrosive, provide 20% greater refrigerating capacity than R12. R500, it is the mixture of R12 and R152, so the refrigerating effect is increased when we prepare an isotope of the R12 and R152. Leakage may be detected by soap solution. Normally leakage is being detected by the soap solution, but halide torch is also kept with so as to detect the leakage of the refrigerant. So in that way I have discussed about the isotropic mixture of the refrigerant. Okay, so I have discussed about the, then I'd like to tell you about the ice plant again. Ice plant, this is very important and normally it is being asked in the examination. Okay. Now let us first discuss about the CFC refrigerant, CFC free refrigerant. This is also being asked in the examination. CFC free refrigerant, the most common use halocarbon or organic refrigerant are chlorofluoro. That I am going to deal with the CFC free refrigerant first. CFC free refrigerant, what is that? That is your most common used halocarbon or organic refrigerant are the chlorofluoro, derivative of methane and ethane. The fully halogenated refrigerant with chlorine atom in their molecule are referred to as the CFC, chlorofluorocarbon. जब क्लोरीन रहेगा तो क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन इसको बोला जाएगा. रेफ्रिजरेंट जैसे कि R12 हुआ, R22, R113 and R115 etc. The refrigerant which contains hydrogen atom in their molecule along with chlorine and fluorine atom are referred to be as the HCFC, hydrochlorofluorocarbon refrigerant. Example R22 and R123. उसके अलावा the refrigerant which contains non-chlorine atom, their molecules are referred as HFC, hydrofluorocarbon. R134A, R152A and RHFC refrigerant. R134A है, R152A है। ये जो है HFC हाइड्रोफ्लोरोकार्बन, इसमें कोई भी क्लोरीन नहीं होता है, तो ये ओजोन डिप्लीटिंग नहीं होते। The refrigerant which contains no chlorine and fluorine atom in their molecules are referred as hydrocarbon. E.g. 290 R600 are the hydrocarbon refrigerant. The CFC refrigerant R11, R12, ODP1. HCFC refrigerant have relatively low ODP. R22 ODP has 0.05. R123 has ODP 0.02. HFC refrigerant do not cause any ozone depletion. 134A ODP is 0. ODP is 0. Okay, but they have got the global warming. Thank you. That's all for today for this video. Okay.